Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarvamangalamangalye Shive Sarvardhasadhike Sharanye Trayambake Devi Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, shloka number 3. Mama yonir Shri Bhagavanuvacha Mama yonir Mahad Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadamyaham Sambhava Sarva Bhutanam Tato Bhavati Bharata. The continuation of the exposition further in the name of the Gunatraya Vibhaga Vivekam and Gunatita Vivekam. This 14th chapter commenced by Lord Shri Krishna because he said in the 13th chapter, Sarvam Utpadyamanam Kshetra Kshetragna Samyogat Utpadyate. That means the entire Namarupa Prapancha, whatever is appearing here in this world, is the combination of two things. One is visible thing, Jadam, Prakriti, and another is invisible, Chaitanyam, Purusha Tattvam. Being these two are mentioned in the name of Kshetra Kshetragna combination. Now this combination is real, or how far it is real, and what exactly happening between these two, who is the cause for this Karya Prapancha. Therefore, Bhagavan need to explain certain things about this Prakriti in detailed manner, and really this Kshetragna or Purusha is tied up or attached with this Prakriti or not. To say that, Bhagavan started explaining, first praised this knowledge which I have already told to you, Arjuna, and which I am going to explain. This is the Uttamam and Param Gnanam, because by knowing this, the Jiva, the person, can become liberated. Now, why I started with the shloka on goddess, the Mother Durga, or Narayani, Brahmani, Shivani. The names may be different. They three consider as the consorts of the three different gods of the Trimurti, Trinity. But here only there are two things everywhere exist with. One is Purusha and another is Prakruti. In this third chapter, Bhagavan mentioned about himself as the Bharta and my wife is this Maya Shakti. Now this is the festival season of the Navaratri, worshipping the Devi Shakti, who is nothing but the inner dormant potential power of the Paramatma. That's why the worship of the Shakti is very prominent in our culture, in Bhakti Marga, and now here in Vedanta also we are looking into that Shakti, Prakruti, Maya in a different way. Therefore, here Mama Yonihi, Mama Maya, which is Mahad Brahma, which is also infinite, vast, and beginningless. In that Maya, Prakruti, I plant the seed and impregnate the Maya Shakti. Thereafter, all the different species and this entire creation came into existence. Like this, Bhagavan told in the third chapter, introducing the process of the creation. Here, before going to the other shloka, the fourth one, is it really Bhagavan is the father of this entire creation? And if just like us, we human beings also becomes the husband to some women, wife, and then the father to one or two, three children, is it like that in the God's manifestation when he says that I am the husband of this Maya, and now he is going to tell I am the father of this creation. Let us read it. Sarvayonishu kaunteya मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्ममहद्योनिः aham बीजप्रदः पिता. Now he brought out the word of the father. But in the previous shloka, he didn't bring the word as the bharta. It is understood that there he used the yoni, means the mother of this universe, who is the cause for keeping entire creation in her womb, and I only given her the bijam. Now here he clearly says, there he told garbham dadhamyaham. Now here bija pradaha pita aham. Tasam brahma yonim, brahma mahad brahma, brahma mahad yonihi, aham bija pradaha. I am the father who planted the seed in that my wife Maya, and who becomes the mother of this entire universe. That's why the Shakti is worshipped as the Jagan Mata, Loka Mata. So Bhagavan is the Jagat Pita, and the mother goddess is the Jagan Mata. Therefore, it's very appropriately now Navaratri festival Mahotsavam is going on. So we must know by worshipping this Maya, Prakriti, Jagannmata, to understand by us about her real nature and what exactly we have to gain from her by worshipping, because she alone blesses us to get the knowledge of the reality. She alone blesses us in the form of the Vedamata, then in the form of speech and the words, Vani, to understand and know about our Father. Know about our Father properly. Therefore, the worship of the mother. Mother only shows to the child, first, he is your father. Mother only shows, mother only tells. Therefore, here also, the mother Vedamata, Jagannmata, when we worship her, she gives all material prosperity, all that, but she mainly wants all her children, we, to become the wise people by knowing the reality. Now here Bhagavan says, Sarvayo Nishuhe Kaunteya. Then in all the different forms of the living species has come out, and from there different shapes, Murtaya Sambhavantiyaha. Therefore, so understand these two principles. Now here, already in the last class I mentioned about these two things are required, and everything whichever you see, you experience, including yourself, everything is a combination of two. One is the Purusha, another is Prakriti. One is Chaitanyam, another is Jadam. Now, the expression of the life come to existence only by the combination of these two. Just like as the bulb is there, current is there. Bulb alone cannot produce the light. Current alone cannot express as the light. When the current and the bulb comes together, the expression of light, life comes. Yes? In the same way here, the Prakriti is needed, and the blessing of the plantation of the seed, the Chaitanyam, Brahman also is needed. Then only the expression, the life. One cannot express. Now here on my top of the head, the fan is moving. Fan by itself as instrument cannot move unless it is backed by the current. Suppose if only current is there in the wire, but there is no any gadget to express. Exactly in the same way, this Prakriti Purusha always live together and express. Now, what is the next question are they? How this manifestation, the Murtayaha, innumerable varieties of the living, non-living things, all came into existence. What this Maya Prakriti has got speciality in it to bring such a variety of this creation. Now Bhagavan has to introduce the three gunas, because Maya it means itself, Prakriti means itself, is the combination of the three gunas. Now let us read the fifth shloka. Satvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavah nibadhnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. What is the need of explaining these three gunas? Because these three gunas are only makes this false notion, this ahankari jiva, and binds him in the samsara. Bandhanati, bandhanti. It becomes a bondage. What are those gunas? Ke gunaha? What are those gunas? Katham badhnanti? How they will tie down this Chaitanyam, the real Atma, as though it is bound by, caught up in this body, in this upadhi. So for that you need to know first the three gunas. Now from the shloka number 5 onwards up to 18th shloka, Bhagavan is going to analyze and explain to us very in a deep manner the analysis of the three gunas, and later he is going to tell how you can claim that you are beyond the three gunas. Now this entire topic from 5th shloka to 18th shloka, if you broadly divide, Bhagavan pointing out 5 important features by 5 subheadings. One is first guna lakshanani. What is the characteristic of that particular guna? When here we say guna, we should not take it as the gunavan, guna guninaho yoho anyatvam atra na vivakshate. You should not take this as the, in the general way, shabda. This gunaha word is a paribhashika padam. That means in Vedanta it is used to indicate not as like you say this paribhashika na rupadivat dravyaha. Dravya ashritaha rupaha vat na. That means now the color of this clip is a dravyam, one material, matter, and its shape and then color I am telling. Like that this guna has got any shape or any color like that? No. So therefore, when we say the characteristics of this person, you cannot see that as like a color or the form. No, so far nobody has not seen what are the three gunas. But when they express through the karyam alone, the karanam can be found. Therefore here we should take in that way, not as a guna guninayoho anyatvam. Therefore gunaha iva, they were nitya paratantraha kshetragnam. They are always subordinate to the kshetragna. Kshetragnam prati nitya paratantraha. Therefore, because avidyatmakatvat, Now, what is happening here? Bhagavan wants to tell for us guna lakshanani, and the second point is bandha prakaraha. In what way the binds us? All the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo guna. First he is introducing Sattvam, Raja, Stama iti gunaha prakriti sambhavaha. These are the three gunas born out of this Maya Prakriti, Maya Shakti. These are the three. What they do, they binds this Dehi in this body, who is expressing as the Chaitanyam, Dehinam, who is really speaking Avyayam, but just because of that Avyayam Chaitanyam, Dehi, only a reflection formed here, as though really the consciousness and the Chaitanyam is bound. Here Shankara writes in the commentary, Iva, he uses the word as though this He Mahabaho, who is having a long hands, okay, that means a powerful hands and good in archery, He Mahabaho, understand this. Dehe, in this body, Dehinam, this who is residing in this body and who is Avyayam. It is told already in the 13th chapter, 31st shloka, Anaditvat. One second, I repeat that because it is needed to know what Bhagavan is telling here. In 31st shloka, Bhagavan, Anaditvat nirgunatvat paramatma ayam avyayah sharirasthobi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate na badhyate really. Because the real Chaitanya Paramatma is a Nirguna, Anadi, and Paramatma, Avyayaha. How he can bind by these three gunas? No, not really binded, but as though he is binded. Why it is happening like this? Avidyatmakatvat. Wrongly, he started expressing through this body and forgotten that he is different than this body and Prakriti and all these three gunas. So, Bhagavan introduced first, these are the three gunas. Any guna will binds the Dehi if he don't recognize his essential nature. So let me tell you first of all what kind of bandha they will create. Bandha prakaraha, second topic. And being this bandham and their nature is apratyakshatvat, not directly seen as we see the object through the eyes, like that. So Bhagavan has to give some indicator, lingaha. The third is, if these symptoms are there, these expressions are there in that person, know for certain this person is having predominantly that particular guna. And then fourth point topic is, what is the phalam? All the three are required, and required in what amount? And these gunas are by themselves, they were not good or bad. It is like that you must use and throw them, like use and throw coffee cup. You need a cup to drink the coffee. But after drinking, you need not to hold on to the cup. In the same way, use these three gunas and but throw them, and means grow above the three gunas and recognize what you are essentially. Is really these gunas can bind you? No. But when you identify with them, when you give an importance, therefore the phalam is one by one, in what percentage the guna is there, how, if I want to become a gunatita purusha, recognize my essential nature, what I have to do, what I will get by doing that, phalam. And suppose you have not become a gunatita and disclaimed these three gunas in this life, then you need to be born again because of the ignorance and attachment and swabhava of these three gunas and predominance. The fifth point is gatihi. What guna causes for what kind of life in the next janma? Okay, what kind of next life in the next janma? The gati. So these are the 5 topics are going to be explained. Now first here guna lakshanani Bhagavan is going to tell. First, this 5th shloka is just an introduction. Remember, know it. Any guna, if you are not aware, careful, you will be binded by these 3 gunas. Any, even sattva. Sattva is a golden chain, and rajoguna is a silver chain, tamoguna is a iron chain. That much only difference we can say. But any chain can make you arrest and put behind the bar, like that. Now, after introducing this, 6th shloka, now in these 3, तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयं सुखसंगेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंगेन चानघ. Generally in Vedanta or spiritual life, we praise and encourage to develop and have the sattva guna. Because sattvat sanjayate jnanam, Lord himself told in some other place here. So, see, this is the characteristics of the sattva guna, and that is also binds. In which way? Listen. Tatra, out of these 3 gunas, sattvadina, sattvasya eva tavad lakshanam uchyate. Now, first I will tell you the characteristic of this sattva guna. First of all, it is nirmalatvat. It is very pure. Sphatikam iva prakashakam. Being it is a very pure, clear, and therefore it is a bright or prakashakam. And not only that, it is anamayam. That means it won't create the problems that much. Or nirupadravam. That means it won't create any troubles like the rajoguna and tamoguna. But it is also create the bondage. First of all, it is very pure, and because of that, it is the bright side of the its nature, and it won't bring the problems like the other 2 gunas. Therefore, it is nirupadravam. But this sattvam nibhadnati, this is also binds. You are praising and saying it is prakashakam, it is pure and all that, then but you are telling Bhadranati here. How come? Listen. One is Sukha Sangena. This is Sukha Sangena means when this Sattva Guna is predominant, we will be very peaceful. We want to be always in a peaceful atmosphere. We don't want to have any disturbances from the outside. We always want the meditative, congenial atmosphere. Even small sounds are the any disturbances we cannot tolerate. Or we say, Sukhi, I am comfortable through this kind of environment. That means when we are in the comfort zone, that also is a kind of, once if this comfort is little goes away, if you are not able to have that kind of thing, it is good only. That is, I don't want any disturbance or from the outside, because I want to do my sadhana. All these things good only, but no one should ring the calling bell, no phone call should come, and no one should disturb me, and I should be always in my comfort zone. Okay, this comfort zone also, then you are, whenever they go little bit this side that side, you will be disturbed. Then the sattva guna also is binding only, no? So one way of binding is sukha sangena. Once any kind of comfort we are expecting, it is not a indriya bhogam alone, but I should not be troubled. I should not be troubled in any way. Therefore, either climate wise, weather wise, surroundings wise, in any way. Therefore, sukha sangena, you will be attached to it. That's why we don't know this. So, sattva guna bondage, knowing is very difficult. Most of the spiritual sadhakas are told, have cultivate the sattva guna. Unless otherwise you have sattva guna in your mind, more percentage, you won't be able to receive the gnanam. That is correct only. That's why Bhagavan tells not only that, gnana sangena cha anagha, oh sinless Arjuna. The second way of binding is gnana sangena. Here now, see, unless a person is having the sattva guna, he never shows in the learning. Here gnana means not only atma gnanam, brahma gnanam, any kind of learning in the worldly matters also, subjects also, you need a sattva guna. Then only, and that means knowledge. Anybody, any person wants to get some knowledge about any field of science or anything, we need to have the interest in that. How that interest comes? Because of the sattva guna. But Bhagavan says here that gnana sangena, the desire to learn, the desire to know more and more, even in adhyatmika field, once you start studying Vedas, Vedangas, and the all kind of deeper and deeper, more you start study, lesser you will come to know that you don't know. It is like this. Now, previously medical field are in that, there are no many specialities. Now, more specializations has come, that's why he has to go more deeper with that. In the same way, in literature, grammar, Sanskrit, any of these things, they are all good. But are they, you are binded by them and you are become crazy of keep on learning. How much you will learn? How much you learn? Why that craziness? I want to learn that, I want to learn that, till I want to learn that. So that makes you, that binds you, that gnana sangena, acquiring the knowledge also. But you are telling in the Vedanta class, you must acquire and acquire the self-knowledge. How much you needed for that? After that, you should drop even this kind of more and more studies and all that. Enough of. That's why Shastra itself tells that Shastra Vasana should not take place in you. It is good, but good also should not become a bondage to you. Shabdajalam, Maharanyam, Chitta Brahmana Karanam. And as the other Eshanas, the bondage because of the Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana, this Shastreshana, Shastra Vasana also is a one kind of Vasana bondage. So, Bhagavan says that, and this good, to be good. Many times good people will suffer more because they think that they are very good. This goodness, by keep on holding on to it, but finally are you getting, you are disturbed by it? Then you have to be watchful and careful. So either Sukha Sangena or Gnana Sangena, are you caught up? Then remember that your Sattva Guna itself is becoming the cause of your disturbance and stress or misery. Therefore, understand this. So, after introducing this sixth one, seventh shloka, now Bhagavan is going to tell about the Rajogunam. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. No, Arjuna, vidhi, rajogunaha ragatmakam. It creates more attachment, and because of that attachment you will get a lot of desire, and that desire will becomes the asanga samudbhavam. Asanga samudbhavam means it will Trishna apraptabhihi. Trishna apraptabhihi abhilashaha. And if my desires are not fulfilled, or which I dislike, because when there is a ragam like, naturally there is a dislike also on the other side. Therefore, asangah prapte vishaye manasah priti lakshanaha. If I should not get this, I don't want this, also is a kind of desire. I want this, also is a kind of desire. Anyhow, totally this Rajoguna is considered as the hyperactivity or karma oriented, not knowledge oriented. Sattva Guna is predominated by knowledge oriented, But Rajoguna, therefore, in Sattva Guna, we need the more use of faculties of the sense organs. But here, being it is the activity oriented, being it is a hyperactivity or activity oriented, Rajogunatmakam, then you need to use your karmendriyas more than uh, the organs of Gnanendriyas. Now in this Rajoguna, again, most selfish Rajoguna also will be there. I work hard, I work day and night without any timings and all that, but all for my selfish purpose, for my comfort, for my family, and for me, for me, for me. But same Rajogunatmakam activity oriented, many people will work for the society also in the form of social service. Anyhow, the Trishna, more desire to and get attached to the many worldly things and many projects, many action oriented things. So that's why he is called either too much active workaholic, or because of that he is become hyperactive. These Rajogunatmakam people are all not bad people, they are good only. They are good only. If, for example, a businessman who wants to establish his business and more and improve the turnout and profits and all that, naturally he has to work hard. He has to be very particular and clear about it. In every step he has to be very watchful, and they will be a very efficient people. So this efficient, successful either businessman or any of these hyperactive, extroverted people, all they made others miserable. How? Because when they are doing, they expect perfection. They want everything should happen meticulously. Even a cleanliness, a punctuality, a systematic. These are all good traits only. But being they are very hyperactive and perfectionists, the people who are all working under them, they will be tortured, because he expects everybody also should run along with his speed. But it is not possible. In the same phase, everybody cannot, but he expects. Therefore, what happens? That binds him. He will get disturbed. See, bandham, another name, meaning for guna in Sanskrit is called rope. Rope is always used to tie up something. That is the purpose of the rope. Therefore, here guna also, either sattva guna, now rajo guna, that is also, hey Kaunteya, karma sangena. There what he said, sukha sangena and gnana sangena in the sattva guna. Now here, ragatmakam and karma sangena, this dehinam, this Purusha who is using this body, he will be binded by the Rajoguna. Now, if Rajoguna, if Sattva-guna is much better, why we say like that? Because lifelong, many people, even after retirement also, they won't retire. They wantedly take up the responsibilities or do some other job because they are very hyperactive. They can never again enough reduce or stop and turn the attention to the higher goal of the life, either studying of the scriptures or listening to the scriptures and trying for moksha. They very difficult for them to come back again, because they never balanced, they never prioritized. Yes, this is only some time I will do, but this is not my ultimate. Therefore, these people, for example, retired people, at home, children, grandchildren, they say, children say, now you are old, you don't bother about, we will take care of everything. But this old man or woman says that, no, 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 I want to take care. Okay, you suffer, because I want to take care of grandchildren and all that. Why? Why you want? They themselves told that, really speaking, they have their own choices and decisions. But you, why you poke the nose? Because you are a rajogunatmakam person, and because of that, they were not able to reduce their port reduction. If you sattva also you try to uh, develop in you and give importance to it, at least after certain age of your life, that will help you in port reduction. What is the port reduction? Long ago we told about it, this abbreviation of PORT, reduction. Sattva will do that. If you are a hyperactive person, come to the sattvic quality. If you are a tamoguna person, first become active, and Bhagavan himself going to tell that, come to rajoguna. Later come to sattva, and you jump and exit, go beyond this sattva also. Therefore, port reduction, what it means? P stands for possessions. O stands for obligations. We keep on possessions. Obligations also. We ourselves put on ourselves obligations, or we are not, everything becomes obligation. I have to go there, I have to see that also, I have to talk also, I have to take care also, I have to go for my first son, second son, daughter, every babysitting I have to go, obligation. And then relations, R stands for relations. So possessions, obligations, relations. Because of the three, what you will do? You will keep on do the transactions. Therefore, if you are sattvic guna oriented, gradually, even if you are a rajoguna oriented before, now you change yourself, because unless you know these are the gunas, they work in this way, they give this kind of result, they only decide my destiny. Then you have to think, now where I am, what I am, how I have to, what guna I am having predominantly, how to change the ratio of these three gunas, and without getting caught up in any guna. So altogether, sattva guna is beneficial for reducing the port reduction. So rajogunam also told here. Then third, eighth shloka about the tamoguna. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidravihi tannibhadnati bharata. In each shloka, Bhagavan addressing the Arjuna with a different name. Anagha, Kaunteya, Bharata, because to make the Arjuna more alert. Because there is only one student for the Bhagavan Krishna, If that one student also he doze off, he sleeps, so he wants to uh, maintain the attention of the listener. Hey Bharata, you alerted, intelligent person, Arjuna. See here, Tamo Guna is born out of the Ajnanam, or Tamaha tu Ajnanajam. Ajnanat Jatam Ajnanajam, this third guna. And no, this is a Mohanam, Mohakaram and Avivekakaram. A tamoguna person more and more gets deluded uh, in every situation, in every step of the life. Already by birth we are avivekis and ajnanis, but by growing slowly later, if the tamoguna is predominant more, that person is gets more and more deluded and more indiscriminative. So, in all these people, Sarvesham, Dehavatam, who are all having this body, and those who are having this tamoguna, and that is which born out of the Ajnanam and creates the more and more Ajnanam, strengthens the Ajnanam, ignorance and the delusion. Now, what are the characteristics of this thing? These are the three indications. There he said ragatmakam, karma sanga, sukhatmakam and gnana sangam. But here pramada, 3 points Bhagavan telling. Here pramada means carelessness, committing the same mistake again and again. Okay, again and again. Okay, not being alert. Therefore, when the person is not alert, accidents will happen. Accident also is called pramadam. Danger. So, pramada here is carelessness, not being alert, or to understand clearly, doing the same mistake again and again efficiently, pramadam. That's why this mistaking the real or mistaking something as something is called pramadam. In Sanatsujatiyam pramado vai mrutyum bhavimi. I tell you, this pramadam itself is the mrityu, death for the man. Not really, there is no death. Death is impossible. Pramada means taking the real as unreal. Taking the real as unreal, or taking the unreal as the real. This is called pramada. Mistake. Then alasyam, postponement, laziness, procrastination. What is there to get up in the morning? What is there to take the bath in the morning? What will happen? How does it matter if I take the bath at the 12 o'clock? Like this, people, why to take 2 times bath? Evening I will take the bath. And everything, they will be very, very lazy. Alasya means alasata. Alasa bhavaha is alasya bhavaha. Then not because of body is not healthy or old age. Old people, they have to do slowly things. They cannot do as the youngsters do fast or anything. But alasya is that even though you have the capacity, even though you have a lot of work to do, even though you have a responsibility, but you are not bothering about it, and others in the family, In some families nowadays also you can say most of the ladies are only women are working hard. Women generally never be lazy because she is a grihini. Once for our homemaker means, or nowadays they were going for job, but even still she has to take care of the house and she has to take care of the children and then she has to go for work. Naturally she cannot be lazy. So women are always more dynamic and active, whether they are going for work or working in the home, and they should be very alert also to take care of. If 4 or 5 people are living in the house, including the in-laws or the other brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, big families, you see how much responsibility, how much they have to cook, how much they have to clean. So before that, whether it is she's a homemaker or a working woman, always the responsibility is more, and that's why now also in our country the present prime minister encouraging the Nari Shakti, because they are mostly they were genuine. They won't go for no bad habits as like men goes. They won't spend the money ravishly, lavishly like the gent, and they are always concerned about their family, children. I am talking about our Indian system, not about the in the Western culture. Therefore, here alasyam is a big obstacle for a person. Everything postponing. Okay, he never do anything in time. He never mean what he says. This kind of procrastination and laziness is the symptom of the tamoguna. And finally, the third is nidra. Nidra, now, being we have already talked about the three gunas, now let us understand. See, these three gunas are not bad by themselves or good by themselves. All the three gunas are required to this body, mind, instrument, upadhi, complex to function in this world. But only we are talking about, don't get caught up in any one of it. Don't negate or don't blame anyone, but balance them and transcend them. That means every one of us are need a sattva guna. Unless if there is sattva guna, you cannot understand anything, you cannot think about anything, you cannot take any decision about anything. Then everybody needs a rajoguna also. When required, you need to go fast, you need to do fast, you have to plan and do all that. You must be very dynamic and active. Rajoguna also required. But only rajoguna and or sattva unless you have the some amount of tamoguna, you won't get sleep. You need a sleep. You need a good sleep at least for 3 to 4 hours. But if the tamoguna is not there, and many people who don't get the sleep, it is a hell for them. Not only for them, they make hell of others also. Because he won't sleep, he is not getting sleep, and he feel more jealous that other people are sleeping. So tamoguna means rest actually. You need a rest. You need activity also, and you need to calm down and slow also. So how you can negate or blame any of these gunas? But they are all not really belongs to me, and I have to be very watchful and alert. Am I caught up in any of these one or other guna that makes me to get disturbed and suffer, or they are allowing me to recognize that I am the gunatita nirguna Brahma Atma Tattvam, unless you know they were belong to the Prakriti, Maya, and that Maya, Prakriti, Trigunatmika is my subordinate or my power. In the first I told the Maya is my wife. Now don't mistake this, then my wife should be subordinate to me or not. Huh? Never have that kind of attitude. We are not talking about that. Here subordinate means the gunas are not disturbing me. I know what I am. I know what way I have to behave. I know when, what, where, what to do, when to do, what to do, where to do. Do means anything. What to speak, what not to speak, how to speak. Everything. This alert living you will get only when you study and know, oh, then you can evaluate your personality. But you cannot change immediately yourself because you are habituated and working with those particular gunas. So by seeing one particular his way of working, is a way of interest in any, we can say that this person is a tamo gunatmaka or rajo gunatmika. So that's why Bhagavan said the people are divided chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. What guna is predominant, and according to that he will do that karma. Then he is called in that name. That's it. Therefore, by birth you may born anywhere, but what your guna and karma are now, it decides you are whether a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. All are required in the society. So not to say anything, but does Brahmanatvam, Sattvaguna only makes a person finally to evolve and come to the Atmagnana and able to get it off from go above these three gunas. That is the point. Okay? The discussion is meant for that. So in this way, all the three gunas are introduced and their characteristics are introduced, and now other points know that how to know still more the what kind of the indicator you can see and find out, and what kind of phalam they will give and what kind of gati they will give. So Bhagavan is going to explain slowly in coming another 9 to 18 shlokas. So now here today we need not to hate any guna and we need not to become surrender to any guna, just understand and cultivate, channelize them. For that purpose only this Devi Aradhana, because Prakriti is not a way or something to conquer. You must go with harmony with the Prakriti, but at the same time without losing or getting lost into that, without forgetting your real identity. For that, this Navaratri, this Shakti Aradhana, let us give and bless us to progress in this path of self-enquiry and the final ultimate goal of liberation. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.